Hi, this is HIne, and today I want to talk to you about being accountable, because being accountable is the hidden secret of becoming successful at anything. Just imagine that top athletes, do you think they're successful? Why are they successful? They have a coach who keeps them accountable to actually put the work in, get stuff done, and then to stick to their diet and stick to the rules. Secondly, you've got great singers, great actors, great performers, great businessmen. All of them now have coaches, accountability groups, or someone who's going to keep them accountable to actually reach their goals, because there's no point in having goals if you actually don't reach them. You know, like every year people make New Year's resolutions that everything's going to be different, they're going to change, they're going to be successful at something. And usually by the end of the first month, all of those things have gone out of the window. Now the difference between the successful people and the people whose goals go out the window is great success in whatever they do. And it's not just about making money. It's not just about being a really successful at work or being a very successful businessman or woman. It's about being successful in what you want to be successful at. So you may want to be successful with your kids. Maybe you want a successful relationship, or you want to have a successful business, a successful career, successful anything. The only way you're going to get it is by reaching your goals, and the only way you reach your goals is by being accountable to somebody. Because if we rely on our own resources, quite often we don't do it. It's a facet of the brain that it doesn't like to change. It's called homeostasis. And the brain doesn't like to change. It likes things just the way they are, so that you can just simply coast through life. Now that's all very well if you just want to coast through life. But if you want to go and have a life that you want, not what your brain wants, then you're going to have to start becoming accountable, setting your goals, hitting those goals over and over again, no matter what area of your life you're talking about. So if you're accountable, if you've got a coach, or if you've got a mentor, or if you have a accountability group, or you've got a buddy who will keep you on track, who will make sure that the goals you set yourself each day, each week, each month actually get hit, and you make the progress where you want to go, that's the most important thing. Now, one of these accountability people or groups will help you remove the blocks that hold you back. I know that's what I do with my clients. They clarify your vision. You have to have a plan, have a clear vision of where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to live your life, and they will hold you accountable to it. And they'll support you through your fears, because it's a scary place sometimes. The brain doesn't like changing. We start to push our boundaries, and all of a sudden we feel fear. You feel fear and you stop doing what you need to do. So they can help you, support you through your fears. They can also help you challenge your subconscious beliefs. All those beliefs says you can't succeed, you can't make it, you can't do it, you're too old, you're too young, you're too thin, you're too fat. You have this problem, you have that problem. It doesn't make any difference. They will challenge those subconscious beliefs, and they hold you to meet your goals too. That's the most important thing. The one thing you really notice with really successful people is they always hit their goals. They meet their goals every day, no matter what. Sometimes your brain will tell you, oh, I'm so tired, I can't do this, I can't do that, oh, maybe I could have a night off from the gym. But it's not you, that's your brain saying that. You want something more, and your brain will change as you drive through and do what you need to do. An accountability group or coach or mentor, whatever, or your buddy, or can show you how to make more money, because you make less mistakes, you do things better, you've got a plan, therefore you make more money, or whatever you want to do. And they can help you remove your subconscious blocks. And the most important thing is they can keep you focused. So you need someone who keeps you focused on where you want to go, on creating a plan, on hitting those goals in your plan and getting to where you want to go. For you, your family and to live the life you want to live. What holds people back? Well, sometimes it's laziness. Sometimes we simply don't understand how the brain works. The brain is driven by something called homeostasis, which is a point of balance. So it likes being where it is. It understands where it is. It doesn't want to push the boundaries. So every time you try to change something or to drive through or push against your own comfort zones, quite often it will create reasons why you can't do it. I feel tired, I don't think I'm skillful enough, I'm too old, I'm too young, whatever. It can bring those things up, and you can be conned into actually reacting to it. Also, you can have a lack of motivation. What you need is a clear vision of where you want to go, what you want to do, and how your life wants to be. That will keep you motivated to get you where you want to go. And of course, one of the last ones is fear. The fear of success. Supposing I'm a success, what then? Supposing I'm a failure, what then? Supposing I try and I fail, what then? But that's just a fear, and fear is just a thought. It's not real. And if you're being held accountable by somebody, they can help you drive through your fear. The fact is, you should never give up. No matter what happens, you have to be tenacious, and you have to keep driving through, and you have to keep hitting your goals. And as I said, hitting your goals is about being accountable. There is only one problem in our life, and that's us. That's you, that's me. We are the only thing that holds us back. If you blame others for holding you back, if you blame the economy from holding you back, it's not true. Because even in a bad economy, you've got people still being very successful. You've still got businesses still thriving, no matter what, because they do something differently. Because they have goals, because they have a plan, and because they keep hitting those goals every day of the week. So let me ask you about your finances. Do you have plenty of money in the bank, or is it a bit short? Is your business doing well? Do you have lots and lots of customers? How is your health? Are you eating right? Are you eating good food? Are you doing it consistently? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you going to the gym or working out in some way, going for regular walks, regular brisk walks every day? You are in charge of your health. You are in charge of your business. You're in charge of your career. It's only you are stopping you from being absolutely brilliant. And it's the same thing for me. But we have to be harsh because it's the truth. As if you're going to be very gentle with people, say, there, you know, it's not your fault. You're never going to get what you want. Do you have the life you want? Are you doing the things you want? Are you being able to spend the money the way you want to? Live the life that you want to? Have the time off that you want to? All of this is attainable if you put the work in. Don't ever blame other people for taking away your power. If you blame other people, if you blame the economy, yeah, that may be a factor in your life, but it isn't the reason. The reason is you. The reason is me. The reason is all of us are holding ourselves back. Do you also maybe feel a bit unworthy of being successful? I know for a long time I thought, why should I be a success? Why? There are lots of cleverer people than me who are successful. Why should I be a success? Don't even go there. You are capable of being a success just like me or anybody else. The only difference between the people who succeed in everything they do and the ones who don't is we don't put the work in. That's why we don't get what we want. If we put the work in, if we have a plan, if we keep focused and we keep reaching our goals, no matter what they are in life, we can be a success. And don't try and be perfect. The worst thing you can do to hold yourself back is to try and be perfect. Someone's been meaning to write a book for the whole of their life, and they've been writing it for 7 years. If you've been writing it for 7 years, you're probably not going to finish it. Ultimately, do the best you can, get the book done, put it out there. There's always time to edit it at another point, because I had to in my book. I've had like 7 editions of one of my books. I was still making corrections in the second, third and fourth editions as well because of errors I hadn't seen. But if I'd have tried to cure everything as I've gone along, if I'd waited until the whole book was absolutely perfect, it would have never been printed in the first place. Successful people fail a lot. One of my mentors, who was incredibly successful, he was a serial entrepreneur. He had loads and loads of businesses running all at the same time. He actually said to me one day, "You do realise that I fail 80% of the time. 80% of everything I do, I fail." And I was shocked because this guy was incredibly successful. But he said, you know, only 2 times out of 10 do I hit the right note and do the right things. And that 2 times out of 10 makes me a great success. For instance, think about Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb, the incandescent light. He failed 6,000 times. Now, how many people do you know would fail 6,000 times and keep on going? But he only had to be a success once, and he was. He hit that one way of producing an incandescent lamp, and that was it. The whole world changed. The world wasn't driven by candles anymore. The whole world wasn't driven by oil lamps or anything like that. It was now driven by electric light bulbs, and it actually revolutionised the time it was in. Learn from failure. It's okay if you fail, so long as you don't give up and you learn from what you've done. If you just keep on doing the same thing over and over again, then you will keep on failing over and over again. So if we can learn to fail and learn about that failure, what we did wrong, how we can do it right, change the angle slightly, change the emphasis slightly, do it in a slightly different way, then that's not a failure. It's almost like fertilizer for the future. So if it goes wrong, change the way you do things. Simple as that. Have a look at a different point of view. You need a plan. That's very important. If you've got a greatly constructive plan of where you want to go, what you want to do, break that plan down into yearly, monthly, weekly and daily goals that you have to hit. So each day you hit one small goal, and the next day you hit another small goal, and the day after that another small goal. And at the end of the week, when you've hit all your goals, have a little celebration, because you need to tell your subconscious that you're going in the right direction. And the subconscious is the thing that drives us on, because the subconscious is so powerful. Everything that we think we've done is actually the subconscious that supplied all the know-how, all the learning, and shoving it into your conscious mind so you can be successful. For instance, if you got really good grades at school, college, university, we say, well, that was me doing that. But it was actually our subconscious minds, because our conscious minds are only capable of sorting information out. That's what their job is to sort things out. But the thing that supplies all the power to actually pour all your knowledge into one place and push it through to your conscious mind to give you all the brilliant answers to your exams is your subconscious mind. It's reckoned to be tens of billion times more powerful than our conscious minds. So if every day we're hitting the goals we say we're going to, if we're celebrating at the end of the week, it has an impact on the subconscious, because your own subconscious is monitoring everything you do. So you have to be disciplined. You have to do it every day. You don't need to ask permission from anybody to be a success. If you put your work in, if you plan your week, you plan your day, you plan your month, and you hit all the goals, you will make progress to where you're going. But you must be accountable to someone to make it happen. Okay, I'm going to give you something called the GROW model that you can do yourself, or you can do it with a friend, or you can do it with your accountability group. And it's called the GROW model. And it's the model that corporate coaches use to make their high-flying clients fly even higher. And so the GROW is an acronym. So it's G is your goal, R is the reality of the situation at the moment, O are the obstacles that stand in your way, and W is the way forward. So your goal. First thing you need to do, get a pen and paper or sit in front of your computer. What is your goal? What do you intend to do? How do you intend to get there? What resources have you got? Have you a plan? What is your plan? How is your plan broken down into year, month, week and day goals? How are you going to reach those goals? And lastly, in a score out of 10, what score would you give yourself in your determination to reach those goals? If it's less than 10 out of 10, then you're probably not going to reach that goal. It must be a 10 out of 10. With my clients, I always make sure they get a 10 out of 10 before they leave that meeting where we're talking about their progress. They must score a 10 out of 10. Otherwise, I know they're not going to do the work. And my job is to make sure they do the work, follow their own plan that they've created with me to get to where they want to go. So create your plan. Write your plan down. Break it down into its component parts as daily, weekly, monthly goals. Every time you reach the end of the week and you've done all your goals and you've taken all those 5 steps forward, or if you're a workaholic, 7 steps forward, go out and have a celebration. Go out to dinner, go to the cinema, go to the movies, go out with your friends. Something that's telling your subconscious, this is making me happy, this is what I want to happen. Because the subconscious will tend to give you what you want. The second thing is, you've got this fantastic goal, you've got this plan. Ask yourself, what's the reality of the situation? How close am I to be getting what I want? How close am I from moving on this week, this month, to where I want to be? Have I moved forward those 5, 7 places since last week? So you have to be honest with yourself. Are you reaching the goals? What's the reality at the moment? If your reality is you're not reaching your goals, then you need someone to keep you accountable. Otherwise, you're never going to reach those goals. And those goals have to be attainable. There's no point in having daydreams, which goals are too complex and they're too big for you to handle. You need someone to help you, to give yourself a hand, or sit down and really focus on breaking your goal down into nice constituent steps. I know it might sound like I'm really enthusiastic over this, but this is what gets you from here to here, where you are to where you want to be. What resources do you have? What's the reality is, what resources do you have? Do you have money for your business? Do you have the proper qualifications to get on in your job? Are you putting the work in with your partner at home? Are you putting the work in with your kids? Are you putting your weight in that relationship? Are you achieving what you want to? So if you've got resources, what are those resources? Those resources might be money, they might be your educational skills, they might be your connections, they might be your accountability group, they could be anyone that's supporting your reality. Now you need to do this. And now obstacles. What obstacles are standing in your way? Is it you don't have enough qualifications to actually move forward? Then maybe you ought to go and do a course. Go to college, go to evening school, do a course on the internet, whatever it needs for you to get more qualified and to do what you need to do. You know what you need to do. I know what I need to do. So we have to go out and we have to do it. So do you have a lack of resources? Don't you have enough money? How are you going to make some more money? How are you going to save money so you can use that money more wisely and move yourself forward? Do you lack resources? Do you lack people helping in your situation? It doesn't necessarily mean about business, or it doesn't mean about work. It means like, who can help you out to achieve what you need to achieve? So that's the obstacle is not just about people, it's not about the economy, it's about how you're going to apply your your own skills, your own know-how, the people you know, the people who can help you, the people that can make you go where you want to go. And last but not least is the way forward. Where do we go from here? Where are you on your plan? How close do you think you are from achieving that major goal? It's going to get you where you want to go. Find out how much time you've got to do. As you're going through your goal setting, you're achieving your goals, you're being accountable, tick it off. Put it on the wall and tick it off one at a time. It's really satisfying when you're reaching those milestones in your forward motion to get the life you want for you and your family. So what steps are you taking to move forward? How far have you got to go? How committed are you? Is this a 10 out of 10? If it's not a 10 out of 10, what's going to get you into the position of making a 10 out of 10 so you will actually go out and do the things you need to do, get qualified in the things you need to qualify, to excel in the things you need to excel in. This is John signing out. If you've got any questions, just put them on the site, put them on the Facebook group, and I will answer them as soon as I can. If it's something I can't answer, then I'll get someone who really can. Because this is not about me, this is about you. John signing out. Bye.